The Times, November the 26th, 1855. His Royal Highness Prince Albert this day travelled by royal train from Windsor to declare open our nation's finest and latest maritime trade centre, the Victoria Dock. This addition to the capital's trading domain will enable easy speedy.
The capital's newest transport network made its debut today when the Queen, accompanied by Prince Philip, opened the Docklands Light Railway. With over 7.5 miles of computer-monitored track.
No one in the years preceding the LDDC's conception would have foreseen the dramatic way in which Docklands today has fulfilled the promise of its potential. No one looking back on its history and heritage could have realized that the Docklands of the 21st century would have an even more dynamic role to play in world trade and communications. A role more global than its 19th century pioneers could ever have visualized. From its inception in 1981, the London Docklands Development Corporation established one overriding objective: that the end result of this spectacular inner-city regeneration project should benefit directly those who would live and work within its environment. For it was recognized at the outset that the development of this massive sector of the nation's capital demanded a new way of thinking, away from the normal traits and constrictions of conventional development thinking. It had to be a rebirth that not only encouraged private sector capital and long-term investment, but it had to originate its own environment for a successful community. Not simply jobs and homes, but the weaving of new elements into the fabric of the old. Docklands today is a witness to the success of all these initiatives, but it's only the springboard to even higher aspirations and expectations. Docklands' unique location, right in the heart of one of the world's leading financial and commercial capitals, established at the outset the need for an effective communications infrastructure, one which would encourage and enable the city to expand eastwards at a stroke. With the opening of the Docklands Light Railway, the corporation can be seen not only to have confirmed this commitment, but also to have brought a new transport system to the heart of London. 7.5 miles of track, 15 stations and 16 trains an hour provide an initial carrying capacity of 3,500 passengers both ways every hour. However, it's the scheduled western extension into Bank Station and the proposed 4.5 miles eastwards into the Royal Docks which will enable the DLR to weld this landmass even further into Greater and Central London's other transport facilities. Already a number of authorities are seeking to extend further this major new component in the capital's transport network. The commissioning of a £190 million programme to provide 15 miles of new high-capacity road from Limehouse in the west to the Royal Docks in the east will go to make Docklands the most accessible area in London. The new road systems will link the existing superb Docklands integral roads with the M11, the A102M and the proposed East London River crossing. The new system will recognise the pace and development already committed on the Isle of Dogs, as well as the demands of the Canary Wharf project and the development of the Royal Docks and Leamouth in the immediate future. The Thames will once again fulfil its role as a major communications highway, with a new high-speed water service linking over 15 piers along the Docklands Thames riverfront. However, the most dramatic development in the area's communications is the opening of London City Airport. It will restore once again the Royal Docks as an international gateway, enabling people to commute directly between London and other major European capitals. It gives London the finest and fastest air service of any capital in the EEC. With its compact size of operation, check-in and waiting times are reduced to a minimum, providing the business market with a drastically shorter total journey time than either Heathrow or Gatwick. All these progressive developments in communications are reflected in Docklands' new role as the most advanced telecommunications location in the UK. The two satellite earth stations built by British Telecom and Mercury coordinate the area's fibre optic ring mains and earth station nodes, handling satellite communications for financial business services, including internationally leased data circuits for electronic transfer of funds, the distribution of all UK-originated satellite cable television channels internationally, video conferencing, using video and audio transmission in conjunction to make intercontinental meetings a reality. Huge volumes of information can be transmitted at the same time, with text, speech, data, facsimile and video all travelling down a single efficient communications highway. It is the drawing together of all these elements into these 8 square miles which makes Docklands the best connected place in London. Communications is just one element that makes Docklands a better place to work and a better place to live. The establishment of new companies and the relocation of many others throughout the length and breadth of Docklands has propelled the stature of the area into the forefront of the London business and property scene. Those companies who helped pioneer the development of this water city's living and working environment have reaped the rewards of soaring land values and the business opportunities which the area has provided. Limehouse Studios, Northern and Shell, Induscon, Molem and many others have now been joined by a vast cross-section of blue-chip names from industry, commerce, finance and the media. It has not only been the Isle of Dogs which has witnessed this transformation and regeneration. Surrey Docks can now boast the most extensive housing programme in London and one of the most successful office schemes of the decade, London Bridge City. Containing 1 million square feet of offices, together with shops, restaurants and a private hospital. Shopping in the Surrey Docks is to be given a major boost by the Surrey Quays Retail Centre. This major scheme of 280,000 square feet is being developed by Tesco, who will be joined by BHS and many other main retail groups to provide specialty shopping, supermarkets, restaurants and pubs for one of the largest shopping complexes in southeast London. Along the river at Butler's Wharf, housing, specialist retailing and the Design Museum are taking shape in converted warehouses. Throughout Docklands, a mature balance has been achieved to bring together the strengths of the past and the new hopes for the future. The restoration of old and neglected buildings to serve not only the local community but the whole nation. The Academy of St Martin's in the Field are moving to their new home on the southeast side of Shadwell Basin. Tobacco Dock in Wapping Lane is to become a specialty shopping centre, incorporating the spectacular vaults under the listed skin floor building. Refurbishment of former local authority housing has added to the flexibility of the property market. integrating the new styles of housing with the existing and bringing a balance to the wide range of property available. Churches have been restored. Conservation areas have been established. Landscaping and renovation of the environment have been undertaken sensitively and sympathetically. All adding to this, the working and living community of the future. The list of companies now established in Docklands is staggering. Over 2,000, of which nearly 700 are new to the area. With this return of commercial life has come a reversal of the area's historic steady decline in jobs. In fact, the number of jobs is set to make a dramatic leap to well over 100,000 by the end of the decade. Much of the growth in the recreation and leisure amenities within the area reflects one of Docklands' major assets, its water landscape. National events, such as the powerboat races and the London Marathon, form just a part of the calendar of ongoing events and facilities. Ski slopes, water sports, clubs, sailing, all go to provide a lifestyle unparalleled within the UK. New centres of entertainment and the arts will cater not only for those resident and working in the area, but will make Docklands into a leading tourist attraction in its own right. The successful regeneration of this 8 square miles into the water city of the 21st century has not only inspired those within Docklands, but has had a profound effect upon the national and international scene. The sheer scale of the challenge and opportunity has demanded new approaches and concepts from designers and developers alike. The imaginative Canary Wharf scheme in itself will be both the largest urban regeneration project in Europe and its largest commercial development, with state-of-the-art telecommunications facilities in this, the most exceptional of locations. Effectively, it will extend the City of London as a whole 2 miles east, on a scale never witnessed before. You could, for example, place the entire length of the Mall and Buckingham Palace within the project. And just one of its proposed open spaces would be 1.5 times the size of Trafalgar Square. It is this scale of response to the challenge of Docklands that has of itself generated the new thinking which is going into the development of the Royals. Schemes undreamt of 2 years ago are now competing with one another in both scale and imagination for transforming the area. With the London City Airport providing the focal point, plans are now well advanced by 3 major groups of developers. Docklands has already won international acclaim and recognition. If you were to bring together the best of the redevelopment schemes from around the world and lock them into one prime inner-city location, even then you would only possess a shadow of what Docklands will achieve in the next few years. The momentum already created by the corporation is being taken up by the private sector, to such a degree that already plans and proposals that would have taken 15 to 20 years elsewhere have been completed within a 5-year time frame. Docklands' arrival as an established community has also, by the very nature of its impetus, become its point of departure into the future. A future which has never looked more assured for Docklands, the expanding city.